So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that we're not just about real estate.
Yeah, if you're wanting to move here or if you already live here, we want to be your lifestyle channel of Central Oregon so you can enjoy it to the fullest.
So today we're going to review our 5 favorite Central Oregon hikes. In no particular order, of course. We don't have favorites. Hey guys, welcome back. John and Shannon here. Be sure to hit subscribe on the way in as we start our review of the top 5 Central Oregon hikes.
These are hikes that you're going to want to plan just a little bit more, and they have a little bit of a drive to get to.
Yeah, a few weeks ago we did kind of like hikes that were really more in town, really more like exaggerated walks. Here, these are definitely hikes. Now, Misery Ridge is located at Smith Rock Recreational Area, and Smith Rock is probably one of the prettiest places in all of Central Oregon. It is a rock outcropping that shoots up hundreds of feet into the air and is right along the base of the Crooked River and is a world-famous rock climbing destination. In fact, rock climbers would probably have a much better definition of what this place is and what to call it, but I'm just calling it an outcropping.
So there's plenty of things to do there. Obviously rock climbing, fly fishing, mountain biking, and if you're not into rock climbing, most people just go hiking there. There is plenty of trails there, but the most famous trail is Misery Ridge.
That's right. Now, Misery Ridge sounds terrible, but it's not so bad.
Well, I hear of people being airlifted off the trail a few times a year, and it's dangerous.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes people do need to get airlifted off the trail, but most of the time they're not hikers, they're actually rock climbers. And Misery Ridge Trail does access a lot of routes, and so if you kind of get stuck on a route and need to be rescued, that's mostly what it's about. And then there are hikers who go up there in flip-flops because that's a smart thing to do, and then they end up like sliding down the hill, and that's gotta hurt. But I mean, we did it with young kids, and we were just fine. True.
So as long as you wear the right hiking shoes or boots and bring lots of water and take the hike seriously, you're gonna love it. The views are spectacular and the rock formations are amazing.
And of all the hikes, this one is the most deserty. It's not anything like...
Deserty.
It's a word. It's not anything like the next 4. In fact, the next 3 hikes are up on the Cascade Lakes Highway.
So Todd Lake is first. It's kind of like a twofer. So just past Mount Bachelor on the highway, you're gonna see a road to the right, and you're gonna go down that about 1.5 miles, and you'll see the parking lot and the trailhead to the north of the parking lot. Todd Lake is a great 1.7 mile round the lake loop, and it's easy, great scenic views, easy to do with younger kids too.
But the bonus is it's also the gateway to the Broken Top hike, like the Broken Top Summit. In fact, at the right times of the year, they open one of the Forest Service roads right there at Todd Lake, and you can get much closer to the Broken Top trailhead that takes you all the way up to the summit. Now, that hike is super cool. It takes you right to the base, right to the top of Broken Top, and the payoff is awesome because there's an amazing glacial lake there. And if you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge from a few years ago, that was like the most epic place, to call out your friends. Okay, so we go from a nice, easy, 0 elevation gain hike around a lake to summiting a mountain at 10,000 feet, 4,900 feet of elevation gain, and just about 5.5 miles. Let's do that. Sorry.
So in reality, this isn't really a hike, it's a climb. And really something you shouldn't do like 90% out of the year.
Yeah, I've done this twice. Crashed and burned on the first one. It wasn't pretty.
And the second?
Well, I'll let you know tomorrow, but it's looking good so far.
Crashed and burned on the first one. It wasn't pretty.
The second?
I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow, but it's looking good so far.
No, really. The second time was great. You can, the right time of year, weather permitting, essentially just hike up to the top. Your boots are going to fill with gravel and what's known as scree because it is really steep, but you can just kind of hike to the top.
There's a few different ways to start the summit hike. One is about a trail that we'll talk about next, but the shortest route is Devil's Lake Trailhead.
You're looking at about 11-mile hike there and back, and I recommend getting an early start. This hike is going to take you most of the day, and you don't want to get on the trail too late or you'll be on your way back in the dark.
Yeah, the last time that we did that hike, somebody did just that and started too late, and then they had to send a search party up after them into the evening.
Don't be those people. This is serious. You're summiting a glacier snow-capped mountain.
Green Lakes Trail is easily my favorite hike.
Mine too.
Yours too?
Yep.
Yeah. It is literally just past Bachelor. You get to Sparks Lake, and it's across the street from Sparks Lake. That's where the trailhead starts.
Yes, the 9.1 mile in and back trail has just got it all. Beautiful mountain views, creeks, lakes. I mean,
Wildflowers.
it is just the best hike, and the payoff at the end is the best. Now it is a longer, more challenging hike. Not like summiting a mountain, but it is fairly steep and it is a little bit more challenging than some of the other hikes we're talking about.
Now, we didn't mention this on the other hikes. You really need to do your own research on these hikes because, like this hike, you need a limited entry permit to access the trailhead.
Now this might seem crazy to have to basically win a permit to go on a hike, and trust me, it is. But a few years ago, before they had this, I mean, part of the hike was just getting to the trailhead because so many cars were accessing this trail that, I mean, you were literally parking on the road, on the highway, miles back from the trailhead. It was pretty grueling. In an effort to save some time, because we got one more hike to talk about, I've just got to go on a little rant here and talk about Green Lakes Trail because it concludes at one of the most magical, scenic places that I've ever seen. The Green Lakes, there's two of them. They literally sit in the saddle of Broken Top to your right and South Sister to your left. You just stand there and you can see like the mountain on one side. It literally comes into this valley, the lakes, the meadow, and then straight up to South Sister to the other side. I mean, it is really an incredible, incredible view. All right, so this next hike, I don't know that I would necessarily put it on my personal list because we didn't exactly have the best experience when we went.
But man, is it popular.
Yeah. So out on McKenzie Highway, this is a 3.6 mile hike that's rated as moderately difficult. Okay, now, a couple things. 3.6 miles isn't exactly accurate because you have to park so far down the highway just to get in that it's a much longer hike than that because man, this hike is popular.
This is essentially the head of the McKenzie River. And when spring water comes out of the ground, it's clear, it's beautiful, and extremely cold. Extremely cold. Okay, the hike really isn't that bad if you're prepared. 3.6 miles, no big deal. Well, that was our downfall.
Story time. So after running a 3-hour open house one afternoon, we grabbed the kids and busted out to do a, hike at Blue Pool. Easy. I mean, it's 3.5 miles, it's not a big deal. Worst case scenario, I'm putting kids on my shoulders. Easy.
Okay, so it was one of the hottest days of the summer. That kind of just snuck up on you that you weren't really prepared for. So we just grabbed one bottle of water and a box of graham crackers and we should be fine.
So 3/4 of the way through, it's really hot. We're out of water. Kids aren't hiking, I'm piggybacking. And it's getting miserable.
Yeah.
But being the achiever that I am, I've encouraged the family to just, let's keep going, we're almost there. We can jump in the water and cool off, it's gonna be great. Here's the thing. You can't really get down to the water. You get there and you're on this ledge, and there's only 2 ways to get down. Cliff dive, or there's a treacherous pile of large boulders that you can traverse down. Now, me, normally that wouldn't stop me, but with a 5 and a 2-year-old with us, getting into the water was a no-go.
So after wandering around and spending more energy and being really hot, we wander back on the trail where the trail kind of meets the river. And so we could stick our feet in it and cool off.
I kid you not, it was so cold, it was painful. I mean, from all my days, loving fly fishing and stuff, I'm in the water all the time. That water was, I couldn't even keep my own feet in the water for more than a couple of seconds. So the kids just weren't even gonna, they weren't gonna.
No.
So we couldn't even cool off because it was too cold. Just FYI for you.
glacial.
Glacial. So eventually we make it back to the car, we head all the way back into town, and as a great job kids, you persevered, we were gonna stop and treat the kids to DQ.
Yeah.
I look back when we were asking for our daughter's order, what kind of ice cream do you want, honey? And I could see the face. She
had that like pasty heat stroke look to her.
like I'm gonna lose my cookies face.
Yeah.
I just barely got the towel into her lap before she threw up all over the place. Fun times.
Fun times.
Point is, don't take any of these hikes lightly. The danger is real, and you need to be prepared, especially if you're from, you know, maybe a less naturey environment where you normally live. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff out here, so I guess really you need to be prepared and you need to plan for what if.
All right, guys, thanks for watching today. And obviously there's hundreds of hikes in Central Oregon, but these are our 5 favorite hikes. Do us a favor and leave us a comment down below of your favorite hike in Central Oregon, and maybe we'll highlight it in a video.
Honorable mention to Tumalo Falls, right?
Yes.
Yes, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the like button, and if you ever need a real estate professional, we would love to be your resource of choice. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys. There's a few different ways to get started on this summit, and the shortest route would be Devil's Trailhead, and the blah, blah.
Come on, one more time, let's go. I'm literally in a bush over here.
I know,
so.
I'm sorry, jeez. Patience.